Say the Pledge of Allegiance, everyone, please. Flag, here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'll call the roll. Altonsi.
Here.
Bender.
Here.
Joy Sellers.
Here.
Mickey Martin is on conference call.
Yes.
And Mr. Sellers.
Here.
Okay.
I'm letting her do it.
Need a motion.
Okay.
Okay,
Can she hear you?
I'm
hello?
still here, but I can't hear anything.
Okay. Well, we're gonna,
We have to take a vote.
we gotta take a vote for, and I think you already know that, for you to be on the conference call with us.
Okay.
Okay? Alrighty, so we had a call for a motion.
I make a motion.
Yes. Speak louder.
I make a motion that we not have the call based on TR 201311 Exhibit A, Section 2, because it's if a member can't attend because of a personal illness, or a member can't attend because of employment, or or a member cannot attend for a family emergency or anything, I can understand. But right now it's really hard because we're gonna have to talk loud, we gotta say things again, and I just think it's more of a distraction than, I mean, is it really necessary for us to really do that? That's my motion, that we don't do it.
Okay. Can somebody repeat that, because I cannot hear that?
Joy Sellers made a motion not to have the call based on the Open Meetings Act. It does not fit the Open Meetings Act. So she made the motion not to accept you as being on the call.
Because
I will second that motion just so we can talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. Can somebody repeat that motion?
The motion by Joy Sellers. The motion by Joy Sellers not to allow you to be on the conference call because it doesn't follow the OMA, Open Meetings Act, and it's too much of a distraction because it is difficult for you to hear everybody. And that was her motion, and Nikki Bender seconded that motion.
Okay. So what are we going to do to defy the situation? Because I understood that electronic media, would be an acceptable way to be participating in the meeting, which is done by many organizations throughout the United States.
Right, but
And many governmental agencies too.
The board approves.
Right, but
So
it
was
had,
our attorney.
What's the issue?
Excuse me.
What's the issue with the Open Meetings Act?
It doesn't follow the Open Meetings Act, according to what Joy has here. Why don't you come up here and read it to her so she can hear it.
hold on a second.
If a member cannot attend because of a personal illness or a disability, or the member cannot attend because of employment purposes or the business of the town of Freeport, or the member cannot attend because of family or another emergency, I could understand. But right now we're hollering over the phone where you can't
You're
hear.
not hollering if you're in front of the phone. I can hear you just fine, Joy.
Right, but everybody, I had to move in front of the phone. That's what I'm saying. I cannot be at my station. I had to come all the way over here to do this. And to me, I think it's just a distraction. I mean, just like when I wasn't gonna be here, I had said that I did not wanna do a phone because it's too much. I mean, for me, it's too much, and that's what I'm asking. That's my motion. That's personally with me.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I really think that something should be done, because I don't think elected members of the board should be disallowed from being involved electronically. And maybe what we have to do is figure out how we can do that better, so it's not a distraction.
Well, it comes down,
We've been doing it, for a number of months when Mrs. Bruce was in Arizona, and it was not a distraction.
I mean, and I understand that, and you know, I know what you're talking about, and I understand, but I even thought it was a distraction when you guys were doing it. The phone would cut off, you had to call back, and I just think it's more of a distraction than a necessity.
Well, I don't think that's a reason, you know, for not being able to do it.
Okay.
You know, that's just my opinion. That's
Yeah,
my opinion.
right, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, I guess what it's going to come down to is a vote. So.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Okay, so.
Since I'm not there, I guess I don't have much to say.
Well, we still have to vote on it. So
Right.
let's
You want me to call the roll?
yes, call the roll, please.
I'm going,
Is it clear what you're calling the roll on?
this motion that she just made,
Okay,
which
but
I've
what's
read
the
to her
question?
several times.
What's the question?
I'm sorry, I was late. What is the
I know.
motion?
The motion was not to allow Ms. Martin to be involved in the meeting because it doesn't follow the Open Meetings Act, and she considers it a distraction since everybody has to yell and come to the phone.
So it would be a
Was
yes
there a
vote.
second?
But I
Yes.
still don't
Yes, it was
understand
seconded.
why it doesn't follow the Open Meetings Act.
God, we're not going to discuss this.
When she
Okay,
comes
What
back,
is it about the Open
We'll-
Meetings Act that it doesn't follow?
I guess we'll have to discuss it when you come back.
well, she knows that, right?
Right, you have.
Is this, you being gone is not part of it, like in a family emergency? Is that correct? It's not a family emergency? It's not,
It's a medical conference, I take my son to for an evaluation every 2 years.
but that medical conference you had in your letter was for the end of June and the beginning of July.
Say that again, Barb, I'm sorry.
The conference you were talking about had, in your letter, had the end of June and the beginning of July.
That's right. And we visit 3 different families that have the same disability that my son does, on the way down. And it's
This
just
is too
all
much.
part of what we do
We
as
need
part
to
of the
make the vote.
conference.
Okay, so, but it's not a family emergency, is that correct? I'm asking
Well,
a
it's
question for
family medical
clarification.
issue. I understood a family medical issue, was appropriate.
I don't know, I'm just reading what the motion says,
I
so.
think it still is by a vote.
Okay.
It's-
Well,
it's-
I guess I'll just have to, research it myself and come back at you with something. What about the meeting then on, if you said that those dates, were not consistent with the meeting, what about the meeting for the first part of July?
The date you have in your letter is July 3rd, and there's no meeting on July 3rd.
I'm sorry?
The date you have in your letter is for July 3rd, and there's no meeting on July 3rd.
No. You have a meeting on, I understand, the first Monday of July.
That's
Correct.
correct. Right. Yes.
Okay. And there's no way when my meeting ends on Sunday that I'm gonna get back there by Monday night. So is this one different than the one for July 1st, or are you gonna put them all together as one?
What was the motion made, what was the motion made to, or just for tonight's meeting?
Yes, the motion was made just for tonight's meeting.
Okay, so I'll have to come back at it again on the first meeting of July.
Yes.
All right. Then my second question is, how soon would I be able to get the minutes sent to me as well as the executive session?
As soon as they are
As soon as
completed.
I'm done with them, I always have them ready on time. When do you want them?
As soon as you have them done, Mark, just email them to me.
Which is what I usually do. I wait for Patrick and Michael to look at them before I send them out.
Sure.
But
Sure.
that's what I usually do. I've never been late yet.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to know a time frame.
Okay.
As soon as they're done, I'll send them out.
Well,
Okay.
well,
Is that 2 days, 3 days?
Oh, come
it's
on.
as soon as she's finished with them. How long does it usually take you,
A
Barb?
couple days, I do them the next day, and then I give them to Mike and Patrick to look at them before I send them
She
out
made
in
a
case
week
I
for
have
'em
something
before.
wrong.
Right.
Let's take the vote.
It's time to go to the vote. So
Okay.
But I'll
Clerk
send them as
Barnes.
soon as I
I'm
can.
just calling in again Monday and go through the same thing.
Let her do it. Yeah.
On the first
yes,
of
it'll
July, on the
it'll
first Monday
be
in July.
yes, it'll have to come down to a vote again.
Take the roll, Barbara.
So, Clark, please call the roll.
Bender,
Yes.
for the motion? Okay. You might want to read that motion one more time.
Read the motion one more time.
Motion by Joy Sellers not to have the call allowed based on the Open Meetings Act and that it is causing a disruption in the meeting. And
Okay,
there's a second by Nikki Bender.
okay.
Is everybody clear on the motion? Okay.
So we're clear, okay.
So Bender voted yes. Aldency.
Yes.
Joy Sellers.
Yes.
Pat Sellers.
No.
Motion passes.
Okay. The motion
Okay,
passed.
well, I need to talk to somebody about this, for the meeting on the first part of July then, because I just don't quite understand all this.
Okay,
I'll have to get some clarification, so I won't disrupt your meeting any longer, but just know that I will be seeking clarification on this issue.
okay.
All
Okay.
right?
Thank you.
All righty, thanks.
And now
Too long.
Okay, now we're on approval of minutes.
Okay, now we need approval of the minutes. We need to make a motion for June 3rd, 2013. Need a motion?
I move for approval of the minutes from June 3rd, 2013.
I second.
Motion by Bender, second by Altency.
Can I make one suggestion?
Yes?
Sure.
The minutes I have aren't entitled minutes. The word minutes should, I'm not sure which document we're referring to.
Regular semi-monthly meeting.
June 3rd?
Mm-hmm.
As I understand, as I've looked at it, I'm just a little bit confused by the wording.
Okay.
This is
Well,
part of my
Michael, that's
fault.
why I send them to you, so you can correct that for me.
Okay.
I would ask that if you would mind making a motion to entitle the minutes of the town of Freeport regular semi-monthly meeting. So this is clear
Okay.
that these are minutes.
Okay. Can I get a motion to do that?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, what's the motion? I better write this down, because I will forget. Motion to what?
Just say.
To add minutes to
Title.
the title of the minutes page.
What'd you say, minutes of the Freeport
Right.
Township?
Minutes of Town of Freeport. Yep, like this.
Just,
Minutes of the town of Freeport.
we need a motion to amend the minutes as presented to reflect that change.
Okay. Need a motion to amend the minutes to reflect that change?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Bender, second by Sellers. All right.
We need that,
We need to call the roll?
either that or just general, however you want to do it.
Well, let's take it to a vote then. Call the roll for me, please.
Aldency. Yes. Bender.
Aye.
Joy Sellers.
Aye.
Patrick Sellers.
Aye.
Okay, so the
Motion passed.
motion to approve the minutes as amended, do we do that next?
Well,
Right.
that was a vote on a motion to amend them.
I know that.
To amend.
Okay.
Right.
Now you need a roll call vote on the approval of the minutes as amended.
That's what I thought. All right, Aldency. Aye. Bender.
Aye.
Joy Sellers.
Aye.
Patrick Sellers.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, now we need a motion for approval of bills payable, claims, and demands. Then afterwards, we'll have a discussion.
I have some questions.
Can we make a motion first?
Need a motion
I
first.
make a motion that we, accept the, bills and demands.
Who seconds it?
Any second?
I second.
All righty. Motion by Sellers, second by Altency. Now we have discussion.
discussion.
Okay, got discussion
Nikki,
now.
I'll let you, because I have
Yes.
some too.
Okay.
Oh, okay. On page 2,
Mhm.
it's under the assessors. Marshall and Swift is what?
I got that.
That's the commercial valuation. It's in book form as well as CD form. That's our annual fees for that
Oh.
software program.
Oh, okay. So we only see that like, what, once a year?
Once.
Okay.
I had a couple of them. I have one on
Yes,
page
mine too.
1, that is also on page 2. Let me see, where is it at? The mini storage. We have the, first, the Union Savings Bank, the deposit box, and then we also have a deposit box at Union Savings Bank. We have 2 payments of it. Is that 2 different times, or is that 1505 and then 12? One's annual and one's a what, monthly?
Page 2, that's for my office.
Oh, that's your office,
Yeah, that's
okay.
my office.
Okay, that's assessors, okay. And then, I had one for, A and B mini storage. I know we had, I think you guys said that before, but I also wanna know what's the garage rent to John Vick?
The garage rent is also mine. That's for the
Okay.
township assessor's car.
Car?
We keep it inside.
Okay, I remember that one, but what's the mini storage? I thought,
That's the
That's where those,
supervisors.
that's where
Oh,
those
those
files
files
are
are-
at, yeah. And we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
get in
gonna
those
get-
files,
okay.
and we're gonna get rid of them, and we're gonna look at them first, and then we're
Okay.
gonna get rid of the ones
okay, so
that.
that's gonna be gone pretty
Yes,
soon.
it's gonna be going pretty soon.
And this right here, we keep all the time?
Right.
Okay.
Right, we keep the car out of the elements.
Okay, and then, sorry, I've got another one. What was the, is it UNITA LLC office
Yeah.
rent? What's that?
That's where we have our office. That's our
Oh,
monthly
okay,
rent. That's
okay.
where the check goes to.
Okay, just was wondering,
Mhm.
I just seen them and just didn't know what they were. Okay.
Okay, I have some more.
Okay,
Page 5,
okay.
Kiwanis Manor Apartments. It looks like the same apartment, same date we're paying the rent. Are you familiar with that?
Yes. It's 2 people living there, and they both can receive general assistance, because they're treated as individuals.
Okay.
And I kinda had, the same thing with, on page 5,
Mhm.
with, just one with the Ron London.
Mhm. It's the same
Oh.
thing.
Yeah, is there any way possible that we can look and see, or we know, I know we talked about it at the landlord's meeting and everything.
Those are
How-
different apartments though, Joy.
One is 11,
One's 306 and one's 207. Under Ron London Jr.
sorry.
Look on the far left.
Okay, I just saw that,
Mhm.
that half, that 11 and a half. I think I
Yeah,
just saw
that's the
those.
apartment house
Okay,
in the
those are
corner.
2, okay. But still my question, even, like with what Nikki's saying, is there any possible way that we can see in some of these apartments, you know, I guess there's no way you can see if there's, I guess one of the questions was, are these places, able to hold as many, are they, or if it, you can be boyfriend and girlfriend and still get
Right,
assistance, right? Okay.
right.
Okay, I guess that might answer my question. I was just wondering if these places were, can accommodate, the 2 people. Are they 1-bedroom apartments and you got, 3 people living on, I'm just wondering.
That's something that
That's
we're
what
gonna
he's gonna
have to,
find out.
Oh,
we're
okay.
gonna have to
okay.
check into that, we're gonna have
Okay,
to.
that was just
A lot
my
of this
question.
is that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There's 1 bedroom and
Some-
3 people.
Yeah, that's what I was
Right.
trying to, figure out.
Right.
Then I had another question
Mhm.
with, on page 9,
Mhm.
with the audit. Is that audit complete, or are we still in the process of the audit, or have we seen the?
We're actually, I'm gonna hold that check, because the audit is not complete yet. It was set back because our books weren't reconciled, so they are playing catch-up. But until the audit is in hand,
Right,
I'm gonna hold that check and not issue that payment,
I agree.
if it meets the board's approval.
Oh, okay, I agree. I
Okay.
mean, because I hope we pay out before
Yeah.
things are done, and we need to.
Right.
I have another, on page 7,
Mhm.
these are just little things, but I think this is another Part of this that we need to take a look at is the GA home relief, these commodities. It's for food, personal, household. They all get food stamps. You know, I think that bill could be cut down. I think they just hand that to just about anybody.
We are-
And I know because I've taken the people, out to the store, or they can buy anything they want to.
And you
With it.
really have to pay attention to the receipts,
Yes.
because I remember
Mhm.
Rita, she would, she's diabetic as all get out, and she'd buy sugar and
Mhm.
ice
She gets food
cream
stamps, so
and-
she still, you can buy diabetic
No
stuff with
names.
food stamps.
No
No
names.
Yeah.
Can't say
Why didn't
names.
give a last name?
Well, you don't
We
even
can't
give
do
first
names at
name.
all.
Okay.
Please.
But we're definitely looking into tightening up this area of general assistance. Because I've been to Family Dollar quite a few times, and the ladies there have told me that there are things being purchased that should not be purchased with a voucher.
Right.
And we have to tighten things up on our end, and that's what
And-
we're gonna do.
But
And
the
that's-
store is also to blame, because I've taken people out there, and they let them do it. It's money, so they just let them,
Right.
they just let them buy it.
And
The other
ju-
thing I have is on page 10, the VAC, the balance for the access control system of Spigot.
Yes,
What it,
That
you have
was-
Spigot, don't you?
that was
Cindy?
the key card thing out front.
Oh, okay.
That was
for the
our,
okay, I see.
that was our
Okay, that's
portion
all I have. I had to make your life
of it.
miserable.
Let's see, do I
But I also wanted to make a comment on the Family Dollar thing. I was there today, and the ladies, I wrote a check, so they thought I was
Kim.
with Pat, and I told them, no, I just, I'm not. And I just told him that I am on the board, and then they did tell me some of the same concerns that they told Pat, that it's a whole lot, but they said that they did it, and, like you saying that we need to hold them accountable too. They said that they did try to say something about it, but they were told to just go ahead and do it, so that's why they did. Now, this is what the lady told
Probably
me.
did.
She said that people even ask for the receipts, and she tell them, we cannot give you the receipts, we have to turn them in, that's how we get paid.
Yeah.
And she said, but they never looked at the receipts, but she said they have complained about it, and nothing was ever done.
And
So they just said, forget it and let people do it.
Yeah.
They had, they used to call here and say, I have so-and-so here, and they're wanting to buy dog food or cigarettes or whatever, and we told them that can't be done, and then you had to give the phone to the client and reiterate, okay, this is how it works, you know what that says, that little spiel down at the bottom says, not good for blah, 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 blah.
Right. So we have to tighten things up on our end.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just,
Okay.
I move for approval of the claims and demands for June, with the exception of the bill from Whipley.
Nikki, the motion's already been made
Oh,
by
we made one?
Joy and
Oh.
seconded by
Okay,
Kathy, so we just
Then we
need
did
now just to,
conversation.
to keep the Whipley bill for $5,000 withheld from these bills.
I second.
okay,
All
so
right.
now is that a separate motion for the,
No.
keeping the Whipley?
No,
It's-
I don't have to.
Well, if you want to exclude specifically, you need to make a motion to amend.
To amend
Main
it.
motion to exclude Whipley from the approval. Okay, and
Okay.
that would have to be seconded and voted on. If it passes, then we would vote on motion as amended, motion to approve as amended.
So moved.
I second.
You say it so well.
We're just used to saying it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the motion is to amend the motion to approve by keeping out the Whitley bill at this time. And then it was made by Bender and seconded by Sellers.
Right.
Do you want a roll call vote?
Yes.
Alden C.
Yes.
Joy Sellers.
Yes.
Bender.
Yes.
Sellers.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
Motion passes.
And now we need a vote on the motion to approve the claims and demands as amended.
Okay,
We need a motion to approve.
that's
I think
already
that-
been
that's
made.
right.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Just
so
need a
I'm
vote
gonna
on it.
call the
There's no
roll
further
now.
debate.
Okay.
Joy Sellers,
Yes.
Kathy Altensee,
Yes.
Nikki Bender,
Aye.
Mr. Sellers.
Aye.
Okay, my motion passed.
All right.
Aye.
Okay, we're now at supervisor's report, and under correspondence, I have a little bit to say. FYI for you guys, our half of the taxes will be paid out of our building maintenance. Okay? The previous administration did not budget for this expense, and I will adjust the line item following the 6 months review of all line items. Okay?
Why are we paying taxes? Because of the former?
Correct. What happened
Ma'am.
in
They
the,
didn't take care of it?
on the ledger or balance sheet at the time of closing,
Mhm.
that was all done. The seller basically gave them, the township and the VAC, their money, and now you've got a bill.
Now we got a bill.
How much was that bill?
11,000.
Wait a minute, can you explain that to me again?
When you purchase a property, there's a ledger, a balance sheet. On that balance sheet, there's the seller side, there's the buyer side. The seller will basically say, we will take this much away from the selling price,
Right.
and it goes onto the side with the buyer. So basically, that 11,000 was given to the buyer. It was prorated for 11 out of the 12 months is what happened.
Okay.
Because we took ownership in November. So, they were given the money at the time, and then they're responsible to pay, because you're always paying behind.
Right,
Look at
right.
2013, you're paying 2012 taxes.
Right, right.
So, at the time of closing, the money was exchanged, and now we have to pay our portion of it.
Yeah, portion of
In
the
other
bill.
words, the seller owes the real estate taxes for the portion of the year it owned the building.
Right.
Right.
It owned the building for almost 11 months.
Right.
So it wasn't exempt. When a private company owned it, this would not be exempt from real estate taxes.
Okay.
So he had to pay the taxes, and we were given a credit at time of the closing, so that we got that money from my understanding. So when the bill comes out, because the bill has come out
Right.
for another 6-7 months, then
Yeah.
we have to pay it.
Okay, so can I ask a question? Was that money, just taken off the price of the building? Or was that money given as a check form, or, I just wanna know. I
It's
don't know.
prepared by the title company, and the parties go over it. It has to do with how much credit the seller gets, how much credit the buyer gets, you know. It's a federal form, what is it? HUD-1 form, I think it's called. And it's used even for you and I, if you buy a house, you have the same form.
Right.
And it shows where all the money's coming in and where it's all going out. And in one of those things, so theoretically, it would have reduced what we had to pay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, my next
Okay.
salary for front desk was figured and budgeted on a shortfall basis, based on the salary position that was classed. What I'm saying pretty much is the salary for the front desk was over where it should be, and it's going to take us over the budgeted amount in that line item. Okay, so we got to adjust that one as well, following the 6-month review of the line items. Now, this budget was prepared by the previous administration.
Can I ask a question, I guess, because I don't know, and I'm trying to figure out, is that really, can you really, if you know that, I'm not going to be the next administration, that I can do all these things to unbalance everything and?
As long as you have a yes board.
Yes, the board voted.
Okay,
If you have a
board
yes
voted
board,
yes.
you can do anything.
So after 6 months, we can amend
okay,
the budget. So
okay,
this is our budget for 6 months.
Okay.
We have to live with.
we can handle it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next thing is changes in the bookkeeping, QuickBooks. This will keep myself and you guys better informed with precise expenditures, and also allowing us to work more efficiently within our financial department. Okay. the next thing is I'm going to contact our state rep in order to get us a flag. We need a flag here, not not this one. Next.
You mean, you talking about that flag
No,
or the state flag?
we need a federal flag. We need a state flag as well.
For outside, you say?
For in here,
Oh, for a big one,
a
just to
big
hang
one
on the
for in
wall or
here.
that?
Mhm. So we can stand up and say the pledge to a bigger flag. Okay.
It's not bad.
At our next meeting, I would like to let our gentlemen that are doing the video come in and present their contract to us for videoing our meetings, helping us with transparency. So they will be presenting their contract at our next meeting. Okay? The scholarship luncheon for the Housing Authority, I'm thinking it's, next month, or no, this month. I think it's the June something. So if you guys want to,
Is it
Next week?
I think it's next week.
Saturday?
So
Is it Saturday?
Or something, or
something like that. They're supposed to send me information, but they never sent me information. So if you guys want to go, it's $30 a person, paid for by the individual. The township cannot fit the bill for this one. Okay? Yep, it's a scholarship. Yes. Okay? Next on the agenda will be the expenditure to budget report. I would like to take a look at that.
I don't think I have.
Oh, you can look at this one right here. Now, I know you guys are going to look and see those negatives in that far right-hand corner.
I know Cindy, one time, remember that one time you said negatives are really positive? Is
Well,
that-
not in this one.
No, no, guys, not in this case.
But you see, I remembered that,
What-
didn't you?
The reason you have zeros in, and tell me if I'm correct, is because we don't have the budgeted dollar amounts. If you look at the treasurer's report, if you look at that one first, that's the one where we
that
have.
the first page?
It's, yes, page one, and go to the next page. And it tells you budget remaining, everything's negative. Well, that's because if you look to the left of it, everything budgeted are zeros. The reason that is because we haven't closed the books with an audit for
Right.
2012 and 13, and until they do that, there's a shifting of files, and they can't enter the new numbers
Right.
until the audit's done.
Until the audit is done and the books are closed. Okay?
So it looks peculiar.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the revenue account summary. You guys can take a look at that as well. Are there any questions?
On the end, on page 2, on the fund summary,
Mhm.
the general town has how much money remaining?
Negative, look to me.
Me too. It
I'm
says
thinking that's
minus
the same.
5,367.
Yeah, page 2. 5,300.
General fund under the fund summary.
Again, yeah.
These minuses mean that,
Negative.
does it mean negative?
You mean positive?
I know that the.
Negative the way I'm looking at it, but
Right.
I'm saying, is it positive?
I know that the expenditure report is not accurate because the budgeted dollars are
Right.
not in there.
And
I'm
therefore,
seeing budget amounts in this monthly revenue report, but this would be the opposite again. If you see the year activity, it would say it says 611,000, but the budget amount was 605. In that case, it would be a negative.
But it's saying also percentage used there. See the percentage used after the year activity?
Right, it exceeded what we had.
right.
So all
Budgeted.
these are over 100%.
Yes.
That would be my guess,
Yep.
and that would be for 2012 and 13. So,
We'll have to delve further into this. I will talk with our finance people about maybe give me some further clarification.
in the audit report will
this, and the
probably
audit report will also
detail
give us more
exactly
detail.
where we ended.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, 'cause we got negative all the way
Right.
down. Well, we do have 14.
So this is why this finance team that we have in place is so important, guys. So they can comb through our finances and we can find out exactly what we have. Okay? That's why it's so important.
And what we don't have.
And what we don't have and what we've spent.
This would have really been a mess had we not had this, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Somebody coming in to look at us over.
Yes. Are there any more questions? Okay, let me talk about the donation of a desk, possibly to Salvation Army, if they would like this desk, if it meets the board's approval. The desk that was in my office previously has been moved to the garage, and another desk which was purchased for me before I got in office, I moved into my office now. So, if the Salvation Army would like this desk that was my former desk, we will make arrangements for them to get it. So I'm waiting on a response back from them. Okay? That's an FYI for you guys. All right? Next, the assessor's report.
Nothing at this time. We're just doing the work of 2013-14. So we're waiting for the state's sales ratio study, which will indicate to us the negative multiplier, which we're already anticipating. We're figuring at least a 3% reduction in assessments again this year.
How much percent?
3%.
We're figuring roughly 3%. But we wait for the state to come up with their final analysis of the three, and they do a 3-year average and then base that adjustment accordingly.
Okay.
So, that's all I have.
All right. Trustees report.
I just have one thing I'd like to ask. Is there a policy and procedure manual for the trustees? I mean, do we have anything like that? Was there ever anything like that? I mean, doesn't a board kind of need that? I don't know.
We didn't
I
have
know
a
all the other-
personnel policy until what, 2009?
I know the other boards that I've known, they do have a policy manual. And then I did go online and look at other counties or states or whatever, and Township, they did have policy manuals. I'm just wondering, is that
For
something?
trustees?
Yes.
Okay.
We have,
Well, a township board, they have a,
we have, never had one, in the time I've been here this time, and I served on the city council for 24 years, and before that, on this same board for 8, and never had one way back then.
I mean, what do you think?
I've drafted one in the past for newly elected officials, and I've been recently asked to resurrect it and revise it and bring it back, because I represent other governmental entities, and they have the exact same question you have. Mine basically focuses more on what the law is, because it's really important for you to know what laws guide your behavior. And it discusses in general fund accounting and just the natures of local governments that have commonalities. Will it be specifically to the township? No, but I can draw something up as we learn it together. And because I've been working on township law now pretty hard for 60 days. And it is quite different than villages and
That's a
cities.
long time. I like those things.
I have friends who've been doing it for over 30 years now.
Yeah.
And that's when I get issues, I pick up the phone and call John, so what do you think? And anyway, so I'm in the process of trying to revise the old book, because the laws change every year, and I want to make it current, and I will give it to the board members as well as the village board that I also represent.
Okay.
But so it's gonna take a couple months.
Okay,
I'm
that's
moving
fine.
very right now.
I was just concerned and just wanted to know. I thought there was one out there and.
In
it
general,
wasn't.
I've never seen one.
Okay.
Specifically for board members. And I've worked as big as the Lake County Board, and they had like 600,000 people they represented, all the way down to the board of, town board, village board of Rydot with 171 constituents. So no matter how big, how small they are, in Kennewick County, they never had one either.
Okay.
So,
Well, do you
we-
think that's something we
I
should?
think it's an excellent idea. That's why I already started working on it, because other people have asked me the exact same thing.
Okay.
Mr. Supervisor?
Yes.
Did, the trustees previously had been, all issued a book, a Robert Rules of Order. Did they get returned to be given to the new?
No.
Because I never,
No.
Okay.
So that's something that we're gonna have to get for you guys.
Right.
Well, first thing we have to find is where are our rules of procedure?
Right,
I mean, the Robert Rules of Order is a nice book, but doesn't mean anything
right.
unless the village, excuse me, the town board here says, that's what we're gonna use. Now, most governmental bodies do, but you gotta say, we're gonna, and which version? There's like 16 versions of
Oh,
them.
wow.
And obviously, you normally take the most modern version, but that's why every year at the beginning of a new term, we would have the board pass either an ordinance, so they don't have to do it once, or they would pass a resolution saying, these are our operating rules that we're gonna go by. Besides state statute, our own internal operating rules, so you can put out what's in the agenda to many different things. And so, that's one thing, we're still looking for things, to see where they are, and I'm in the process of looking for that.
Okay.
All right. Anything else from the trustees? Any public comments? Yes, please state your name and your address.
My name is Barb Kinnison, 2556 Stevenson Circle.
Yes.
I came to just let you all know that I'm available as a volunteer, even if you need your lawn mowed. I'm trying to talk to people about, you know, we gotta stand up behind our township. We gotta let them know that we're paying attention, we gotta help out. Because the only way to do it is to do it together.
That's right.
Regarding your motion, thank you. If somebody, in my opinion, if somebody runs for public office, their place is right here during the meetings. I have a hearing impairment myself. When I see you continually having to say something to Mickey Martin because she can't hear on her phone, if she's on vacation, if she doesn't feel like coming in, then don't come in. If there is an emergency, I understand. But this to me is disrespect when she just doesn't feel like coming in because she doesn't want to come in. It might be too hot for her to get in her car, or she doesn't want to leave the comfort of her house. That's not the way to do business. In my opinion, if you want to be a representative of your township, you need to be here in the chair where if your constituents happen to walk in the door, they can look you in the eye. And that's my 2 cents.
Thank you. Okay, now we need
Okay.
now it's time for executive session. We need a motion to go into executive session to discuss the purchase or lease of rent of real property for the use of the township, including discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired per 5 ILCS 120/2C5. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Bender, second by Sellers. We are now,
Roll call vote.
roll call vote, please.
Joy Sellers,
Aye.
Kathy Aldency, Nikki Bender,
Aye.
Supervisor Sellers.
Aye.
Motion passed. We are now have to go into executive
Now
session.
going into executive session.